Hello class, and today we're in 3.5, which is the last section, and we're graphing differentiations. And we can't tell exactly where they all are because we don't know enough, but we can do a approximate. Like, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it getting faster, slower? Is it zero? Those type of things. I might know exactly what positive number it is, but I can give you a rough sketch, and that's what we're doing today. So nothing precise. Okay, so we're going to graph the derivative of this. So remember, that's the slope. So when I look at this here thing, the first thing I need to find are the slopes of my graphs. Well, I know it's 0 here and 0 here. This is where I always start. So I know I have a 0 slope. Well, if I go and I check these are positive tangent lines, correct? They have positive things. And then it starts to get flatter and flatter. So it gets steeper here at the turning point, and it gets less steep here and less steep here. And then these are negative slopes. So after the 0, I know I'm down to 0, or negative under the x-axis. So to graph this, don't make them too difficult. So I know I'm at 0, and 8. So at 0 and 8, this is graphing the derivative right here. I put my zeros. I know at a roughly 5 is where it changes. So at 5 is where I change how fast I'm going. So from 0 to here, it increases to 5, and it increases down to 8. Then after 8, it gets negative. And that's all we have to do. So don't make this more difficult than it is. All right, here we go. We want to graph this. So the first place I need to find are my 0 slopes. So I know I have a 0 slope at 1,000. And I'm guessing it's roughly right here, probably at close to 4,000. Okay, my graph below, I know it doesn't match exact, but I'm going by thousand. So this is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I have too many zeros on that 3. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to put in are my zeros. So I know I have a 0 at 1,000, so I'm going to mark him. I have a 0 at 4,000, and that's all I have. Now, I know that this is a negative slope until I get to 1, so that's below 0. So it's negative until I get to 1,000. From 1,000 to 4,000, this is going up. It's a positive slope. It looks like it changes about right here. So about 2,000 is where it's going to change on me. So it's going up. Oh, I lost my negative. To 2,000, then it goes back down to the 8,000. I'm sorry, 4,000. Okay, from 4,000, if I go here, these are all negative slopes, and it just continues to go down. And it looks like it gets a little bit less steep and then steeper at about 9. So it kind of looks like it's going like this, slower and then steeper. Whoops, that did not draw right. There it goes. I need to recalibrate this somehow, and I'm not real sure. Oh, there, it's pretty. All right, and that's all we're going to do. Okay, it is your turn to give it. Oh, no, I lied. Okay, let's look at this one. Now, this one here's a little tricky. Oh, and there's a typo. It should have point from -2 to, okay, so -infinity to -2. This point is -2, -1. So make sure you make that -1 on there for me. I can't even read that. It is not typing well today. Let's try this again. -1. There we go. All right, so from -infinity to -2, from here to here, the slope of that line is going up 1 over 1. It's a positive 1, and it's constant because it's a line. So my derivative is 1 until I hit -2. At -2, if you look here, we have a point. Remember, there's more than one line can be there, so there is no derivative. So it's an open circle. From -2, -1, down to 0 to 1. So I'm going from -2 to 0 here, right here. The slope of this line is -1. It goes down 1 over 1. So from -2 to 0, I am at -1. Again, no derivative here because more than one line can be drawn. All right, now we got to figure out what's going on over here. Well, this guy has a positive slope. It's extremely steep. It looks like it's approaching infinity. So this is actually a positive infinity slope. So it's starting up here. It's going until I hit my turning point at about 1. And then it's going to flatten out to almost 0, but not quite. So steep slope. At 1, it starts to flatten, and it approaches a 0 slope, but never quite gets there. That's all there is to it. Okay, now let's try yours. Don't laugh at my graphing. It's the best I could do. Okay, let's see how you did. You should have got a 0 at roughly 1.5, at roughly probably close to a little past 5, and about right here at 7.5. Those are all supposed to be curves. So I'm going to go down to my graph. We're going to put a 0, maybe. Come back. At 1.5. We're going to say there's another 0 at 5.5 and another 0 at 7.5. The first thing I graph. Okay, this is a positive slope and a fairly steep positive slope till I hit 1.5. Okay, these are all negative slopes, turning at about 3.5. And then it starts to flatten out again. So we go here, we're going to go negative 3.5, turn back around. Okay, I now have positive slopes again. Looks like my turning point is at roughly 6.5. So roughly right here. And it's going to go down to here. And at 8, we have negative slopes and fairly steep. So this is going to go down quickly. You have now graphed the derivatives. Okay, good luck on your homework. I hope you do well, and then we're on to our review. Don't forget to post your questions.